Hello everyone, welcome back. We are doing more of the Omega storyline. That's why we're on Reaper again. Return to the Rift. Jesse greets you with a grave expression. Rin, I'm glad you're here. In case you haven't heard, we've observed a huge surge of anomalous energy coming from the Yawn. I have a nasty feeling this means Omega is ready to go ahead with the next stage of its experiment. Master Garland is on his way, so let's hear what he has to say. Care to share your thoughts on this, Chief? Our colleagues on the ground have reported the appearance of mysterious floating structures inside the Yawn. If you recall, we're investigating a similar anomaly when Alpha and Alt-Right made their appearance. Omega certainly knows how to get our attention. I blush to recall the eagerness with which we plunged into the abyss, ignorant of the warped gladiatorial contest that awaited us within. What a staggering collection of opponents, plucked from the pages of both history and fiction for their ability to pose a threat to Omega. Should you prevail against their interdimensional champions, what then shall be your prize? Why, battle against the most devastating weapon this world has ever seen. How marvelous. He says with eyes aflame. For once I wished you were being sarcastic. Anyway, the energy surge, based on our previous experience, seems highly probable that it is our signal to rejoin the fray. Needless to say, it is an invitation we cannot refuse, and when the alternative is Omega unleashing its creations on Eorzea. Well, Rin, are you ready to answer the call? Of course. Well, I'm afraid Biggs and Wedge won't be answering any calls just yet. We're still mending from the ambush in the control center. Yes, of course. We'll just have to struggle on without them for the time being. Don't worry, Nero and I will see to it that you receive all the support you need. Defeat is not an option. Gwah! Do believe Alpha here agrees. Oh, that reminds me. Got something special for you, little fellow. Come with me. Ooh. My voice is a little drier than I thought it was. Which is interesting, because I've been drinking a lot today. In fact, I have a bottle of water right here. Yes, you heard that right. A bottle of water. I don't usually drink water. It is disgusting. There we go. Custom-made Ironworks uniform. Oh, you do look smart, I must say. He's part of the expedition team, after all. Considering the dangers lurking in that rift, it's only right that we give him some protective equipment. How very thoughtful of you, Jesse. And there I was, thinking you were just sizing him up for a new range of merchandise. Unlike you, I can do two things at once. Ugh. So you are, then. Wish I had that uniform. What about my protective equipment? You are a famous hero who can afford her own gear. I'll bet you could buy a house for the cost of what you're wearing. Joking aside, doubt even a fine uniform like ours would last long on you. Hold all the fighting you get up to. You need to tailor something special for your needs. Make it out of far more durable materials. And by durable, I mean expensive. Saying that, if you were in a position to provide said materials, our artisans would happily work day and night, all blissful smiles and sparkly eyes to make you something suitable. Fascinating though this discussion of Ironworks garmenture undoubtedly is, might our time not be better spent, say, traveling to the Yawn? Omega awaits. Speaking of gear, Omega Parts Exchange. Let's see, we're in Sigmascape. And I am a little curious what the gear here looks like. I don't think I've ever actually really looked at it. That's the fending gear. This is the maiming gear, which is what Dragoon and Reaper would wear. This is the monk gear, which does not look at all like monk gear in the slightest. This is the scouting gear. And that's the aiming gear. And then, of course, there is the one and only casting gear. And then it's usually light, same thing but light counterpart. Healing gear. Meh. Nah. Not big on either. There is one thing I want to check, though. And I am assuming it is this. Mythic Clan Mark Logbook. Veterans Clan Mark Log. I mean, these are just what you can get. Actually, no, these are... I don't remember what these are. I think these came out with the initial patch, if I had to guess. If I remember right, that's how they do it. Like the initial, there's the initial patch gear, and then there's the first raid gear, something like that. And then there's the second raid gear, and then the third raid gear. And they move things around like that. Like they move the like older gear into like this stuff each time. The fending gear looks pretty nice. I won't lie. It's perhaps not as revealing as I might like. Maiming gear does look pretty nice. But I don't know that I would wear it on a maiming class. Striking gear looks nice, but I wouldn't wear it on a monk. Like some of this gear does look nice, but I wouldn't wear it on the class that it's meant to be on, you know? So, kind of just like, what's the point? Now, I do understand, of course, that they are changing things up here, and you'll be able to like get the stuff. Cat, you really need to move. Like you'll be able to wear anything on any class, but honestly, until that happens, I'm not entirely sure that I want to like look into it too much. Unseemly exertions for Winded, fear and loathing on Tremble, Hingen barding, Rabanya striking dummy, the Tamamo headband for Sasho Seki fragment. I don't know what that comes from, though. There's the wind-up Ixion, along with the Ixion Clarion. I think those are from a Fate event. Oh, the level checker replica. I forgot about that. Deltascape bolt, Sigmascape bolt, and Alphascape bolt. Yeah, I need all 3 of those. Okay. But yeah, these are, I think these are from Fates. So, but the clan log, the clan mark logs, these are something I do want to get, but like, good grief, you have to do so much, you know? Tremble and Winded. I think these are what I was thinking of. 'Cause I remember there was something that I needed to get the books for. That's mostly what I'm looking at, is because I'm like, I remember there was something that I wanted to get, but I needed to get the books. And I've never been a big fan of the augmented Skaven gear, personally. I mean, this looks nice, but not for a monk or a samurai. I think that's my biggest issue, is there's a lot of good gear, but I would never use it on the class that it's meant for. Which, admittedly, now that that's changing, you know, it should be fine. Like, you know, we'll be able to get these things, you know, proper. So, augmented Lost Allegon gear. You know, if you want to wear Allegon gear, which is fine. Because some of these do look pretty cool. I have seen some of these. I have seen people running around in some of these, and some of these do look pretty good. Oh, I did that one already. But, yeah. It's whatever, really. And obviously, you know, I'm in the wrong menu, technically. This is the space for augmenting the stuff. And you can't even, like, buy the default stuff at all to begin with. So you can't even augment it. That's just there for people who, you know, played years ago. Kind of thing. So, anyway, we have taken up enough time from that. Hop aboard our Mr. Roboto. That is not the correct direction. You would think it is, because the freaking Aetheryte's here, but it leads to a dead end. So, you actually have to go around, and that's super annoying. You have to go here. Also, I've never figured out how to get to that. If anybody knows, let me know in the comments, because I have literally no clue how to even get there. Okay, I did go to the right spot. Cool. Whee! Off to the yawn. And the ugly purple mist that's over here. Or, the horrible purple goop. Whoa, what the frick is happening? How inviting. I'm ready when you are, Ren. Say the word and we'll take the plunge. Oh, one moment. Alright. Sorry about that. I had a GM contact me due to an incident that occurred earlier in crystal tower, where somebody was being absolutely terrible. So, right then, into the yawn we go. It's a good thing they messaged me right at that moment, because a moment later they would have been in the middle of this. So, I am with you, mortals, along with what scant wisdom I can provide. Yay! I still had that on the right setting. I mean, I didn't change it, so I kind of figured I would have it on the right setting. But, you never know. I've had to uninstall and reinstall voice mod a couple of times, so you never know what freaking settings are or are not set up, you know? Well, the rift seems much as it did before. And we appear to be mercifully solid. But I do detect some changes. If I'm not mistaken, there are fewer eggs floating in the ether. Welcome, Alpha Group. Your prompt arrival is appreciated. Omega, 'twould seem your experiment continued in our absence. Affirmative. Progress has been satisfactory. Approximately 50% of the test subjects have been eliminated. Each test world hosts an ongoing contest wherein the strong eliminate the weak. The process is certain, conclusive, inevitable. Every result matches the predicted outcome. Doing something a little different with the voice here. Hopefully it... Because I realized partway through the last one that I didn't like the way I was doing Omega last time. So, hopefully this time, you know, hopefully this version is a little better. Every result except yours. Do these images cause you distress? Please examine them closely. Without suitable stimulation, you may not exceed your calculated probability of success. Your survival is crucial to my study, though through you, I must continue to explore the contradiction I have discovered in your otherwise impotent kind. The ability to triumph against overwhelming odds, in which one I must acquire. Foolish machine, what hast thou to show for all the years that have passed since the culmination of our war? Naught save thy continued existence. Hast thou no thought for what befalleth thy home star? Your attempts to provoke me will not succeed. I will follow my programming. Fight, win, evolve. Then I will return to... Oh. Error. Accurate rendering of planetary label impossible. In current mode of communication. Terminating exchange and returning to priority experiment. Alterations to equipment parameters detected. Recalculating projected combat capabilities. Complete. I will now commence recording your practical performance. Proceed. Alpha Group, overcome the obstacles in your path and reach the end of the course constructed for you. It seems we have our orders, So we could have passed through the chaff then. Chaff? Chaff. The husks of corn or other seed separated by winnowing or threshing. Winnowing? Winnowing. To blow a current of air through grain in order to remove the chaff. Oh, thresh doesn't automatically come up. There it is. Threshing is to separate grain from a plant, typically with a flail or by the action of a revolving mechanism. How about that? We learned a couple of new words today. At least I did. Those are some nice cards. Which means, one moment. Card, game, play. Play! You mean to play a part in proceedings this time? Of course that's what you meant. Well, we do have authorization to fight in this area of the rift, so I suppose there's nothing to stop you from joining us. Welcome aboard, Alpha. How he got that from playing cards, I don't know. But, hey, why not, you know? Right, I do have the chat covered. That's right. No avoiding this evaluation. Let's watch our step though, eh? Full Magus monitors. On your mark, Rin. Of course it's shielded. Leave the barrier to me. Whee! Well, mind that trap. Well, you're stuck for now. Sigmascape rotors. That's that taken care of. Child's play. It's been a poor welcome thus far. Let's just move along, shall we? Matter relocation device. Also, this is definitely gonna go up later. Friend, Alpha, they're not here. Arrived on different platforms. Come here, we have to find them. We have other visitors first. They don't seem keen on letting us pass. Can I actually, see them? It had to be known our poor welcome, didn't you? Not blame a new employee for craving a challenge. You're not really a new employee at this point, Nero. Oop. It might be up on that platform. I don't actually know. 1,000 barbs! That was certainly a lot of barbs. Well, there was 1,000 of them, I don't know. But it was definitely a lot of them. I won't disagree to that. So no sign of thy companions. Fight on, mortal. Alpha takes out a card. Whoop. Oh, a timely trick. Thou didst mimic a flash of light. Over there, flash of light. Could be Rin and the others. Splendid. Let's go on with that. Let's go on with it then. There they are. Right. Are we ready to... apparently not. Fortunately for you, I came prepared for the occasion. What a perfect opportunity to field test my latest creation. Hey, no stealing Ganondorf's laugh. Of course! It's his freaking hammer from Praetorium. Behold! The Mach, what is this, 48? The Mach 48 Iron Nero, complete with the new and improved Mighty Mjolnir Gunhammer. Step aside, Garland, and bear witness to the devastation. Mark 48, though, like, wow. Also, it's the freaking music from Praetorium. It's even the same freaking voice line. Nice. Probably not in the English version, but that's great. Cause I've read Praetorium enough that I recognize the voice lines. Cards. Is that one of your cards? Good work, Alpha. Finally, proper challenge. Trust those tedious barriers are behind us. It's Dadaluma? Dadaluma. It appears so. Let's finish this. I actually really like Steel Reason. Like, it's one of my favorite tracks from Realm Reborn. Also, this is the freaking Zand rig. Hey, look, it's Kefka. That seems to be at the end of them. End of the path as well. As far as operational duration goes, that was pushing the limit. Still, it should suffice. Nope. Between scrambling to stay out of the way of Nero's new toy, found myself wondering about the card you used. Alpha, care to explain? He boasteth that it is but one of many tools at his disposal. Be not deceived by his appearance. Like all of Omega's creations, Alpha was chosen for his prowess in battle. Analysis complete. Result match revised projections. The results match the revised projections. At this rate of improvement, you will fail to qualify as subjects of note. Midgar Summer, your parameters are notably inferior. Dost thou yet believe me the mighty worm I was in life? That incarnation perished long ago. My fate was sealed the moment I delivered my spawn into this far-flung star. That they might be suffered to remain, I did offer up my life unto Heidelin, abiding thenceforth in spectral form, a servant to be summoned in her hour of need. Your account correlates with my records. Whoops. It explains why I arrived on the planet, only to find that my journey's purpose was lost. Of necessity, my priority shifted to repairs, even as I searched for a new target of sufficient strength. Yet, I still do not understand why you aid these creatures. I should think the reason plain, but mayhap 'tis not so for a soulless machine such as thee. By thee and thine was my home laid waste. The sound of thee, thy very scent, visiteth upon me a tempest of rage. I but lend these mortals what little aid I can render. Illogical. If your purpose is to facilitate my destruction, it would require an entity more powerful than you were at your prime. Without the means to muster such might, your presence here is meaningless. The experiment continues. Alpha Group, your next opponent awaits you within the Sigmascape. Enter and commence the contest. And we've set up another base of another temporary base. The kettle is empty. That'll be important later. That should do it. A new base of operations is up and running. Yes, thank you. That's what I was trying to say. Now what I'd really like to do is delve a little deeper into Omega's past. But our dragon seems disinclined to indulge my curiosity. We'd best focus on the task at hand. Let's get on with conquering the occupants of this Sigmascape, shall we? No slowing down. It's time! I can't wait for freaking Train 2.0 in the next patch. Sit ready to discuss your foray into the Sigmascape. Hell on rails! I'm so excited, dude. It looks amazing. Before you cross the threshold, we should take a moment to discuss where we stand. That is the test world you need to conquer, the Sigmascape. Is that a mask or a face? The castle was certainly a surprise, but this is verging on disturbing. And we currently have no idea what it might signify. My first instinct is to dive straight into our analysis. The problem being that without a reference point from within the Sigmascape to start from, we'll have no way of knowing if we're even analyzing the correct data. Which means you'll have to go in blind. Hardly the best way to enter into a fight, but needs must and all that. Are you up for the challenge? Of course. Can I ask you to join her, Alpha? We seem to be fine out here, but Rin will need your authorization if she's to do battle inside the test world. Keep your wits about you, Savior. Your next opponent could be almost anything. Even a train! No, never mind, that's stupid. Definitely isn't a train, don't listen to me. Sigmascape version 1.0 now accessible. Alright. Well, I mean, it's Kefka. You know, the face there. That's Kefka, obviously. Again. Look, I know nothing about FF6. Like, I feel like a lot of the love for Kefka is nostalgia. Maybe not. Again, I've not played FF6. You know? But, he's super annoying, and I hate everything about him. You know? Like, I legitimately would hate him being, like, a final boss. So, and I know he is the final boss, so... I don't know, it doesn't make me very inclined to play FF6. So, but I don't know when this is going to pop. My voice cracked there, what the heck? I don't know when this is going to pop. So, when it pops, it pops. So I will pause, and I will be back as soon as the queue does pop. Into the Sigmascape. Huh. Who knew? Neil was right. It is a train. Written. Located the correct data. The phone appears to be a train? Here it comes. Huh. Cassio was right about this guy being a train. Weird. I do not remember this fight. I unsynced it and then stabbed him. That's what somebody said. Luckily, due to the whole Moogle Tomes event, I recently did do this. Also, I have no idea what FF track this is. It might be like the battle theme from 6, but I don't actually know. I mean, it's just the general battle theme of the Omega raids, unfortunately. They weren't exactly doing unique music back then. Alright, somebody stole my ghost. I didn't know you could even do that. Although I was actually really excited because I was like, hey, I got the ghost. I actually get to do the like ghost mechanic. I never get to do that. And then somebody stole it from me. Like, oh. Alright. Either that or they were on top of me and so it looked like the tether was going to me. I don't know which it is. Oops. Somebody touched the ghost. Oops, somebody else touched the ghost. It's fine. And I get to learn what it is that you have to do when you touch the ghost. Because, you know, we have to actually touch the ghost later. That doesn't seem like it does a lot of damage. Not a lot of tough snippets. Off we go! Also, those were being produced by the ghosts, so that they don't actually trigger after. But they probably didn't know that. And this thing is going to die too quickly for me to be able to put a thing on it, so... The Doom Chimney is shattered! That's a ghost! Ghost. Otherwise you will die from the Doom Chimney smoke. Like that guy. Funny enough, that wasn't even the person that said that they didn't remember the fight. That was somebody else. That was this guy over here, Rosalind. Rosalind Vanitas. Unfortunately, we do not get to suplex the train. But yeah, I do believe that all four of these fights are references to Final Fantasy VI in some way. Whee! Ooh. Okay. Yeah, I mean, I kind of figured that they would die, but I figured it would die from that, but it's fine. I always tried to do the mech even if, because you never know. I have seen fights where it's like, oh, you know, at 3%, we'll definitely clear it, and then you don't, and then the mech causes you to wipe for whatever reason. Oh good, everybody left immediately, leaving me as the only person. Which meant I got all the crap. 2 lenses, 2 shafts, 2 springs, 2 bolts. So woo. Huh? Traveler from afar, thank you for Doma. Huh? And they're gone. That was weird. I don't remember that at all. Look at this. Like, I've got so much crap now. Oh, I didn't get 2 of everything. Because a crank and a pedal. One crank and 1 pedal dropped, but then 1 spring and 1 shaft dropped as well. I think I needed 2 Sigmascape bolts. So, that's fine. The rest of this is all junk. So I can get rid of all that. Hey Sid! Thank the gods you're fast on your feet. When I first saw you'd be facing a train of all things, I assumed I was hallucinating. But with that oddness behind us, we can be fully certain we have the right set of data for the Sigmascape. What we've been able to determine is a recreation of a devastated world. Unfortunately, we have not found any clues as to its origin. We came across several familiar terms, Doma included, but the arc of history is inconsistent with our own. Given that Omega draws from realms which could be fictional or even other dimensional, we can only guess at the source upon which the Sigmascape is based. But if it was fictional, it seems safe to assume that the author had a bad experience with a train. An unfinished masterpiece. Sid wishes to discuss your next opponent. Huh? I don't remember this giving us something. I'm curious. I don't remember what it is. He's not even looking at the screens. I expect you're still recovering from your last fight, but we should probably go over the details of your next opponent. All the same. According to our research, you'll be pitted against a foe known as Chadanuk. Not a train this time. Some manner of animated painting. To be perfectly clear, name refers more to the evil spirit that's taken up residence within the picture, but the picture part will be key to our strategy. To that end, Nero has thrown together a little something, thought might be useful. Thrown together, he says. You know how difficult it was to translate your abstract fancy to an actual tool with practical applications? What you demanded was nothing less than a miracle, and miracle I have delivered. I seem to recall you insisting on constructing it yourself. Still, credit where credit's due. Well done. Humph. History will appreciate my genius. Yeah, nobody's gonna remember you, Nero, I'm sorry to say. Ahem. To you I present the fruits of my labor. The chocobo brush. I won't confuse you by trying to explain how it works, but suffice it to say that I have adapted the tool to combat the peculiar nature of your rival. Put simply, you will be able to directly influence the space around you by painting pictures. Naturally, this process will require paint. As for the color, subject, and efficacy of your masterpieces, well, that shall depend entirely upon your own artistic sense. Well, if I have no artistic sense, though? But back to you, Garland. Do you notice the absence of a steaming cup in my hand? If you truly valued the efforts of your colleague, you might consider filling the bloody kettle from time to time. Was that another task his lordship, the chief, can't accomplish without the help of his subordinates? Now listen here, Nero. I apologize for the damn kettle, but this has nothing to do with my upbringing. Like I said, the kettle being empty would become important later. I do like that does become important, though. Next to the kettle is one of Alpha's cards, its face illustrated with a depiction of spring water. Alpha appears keen to begin your next encounter. You may enter Sigmascape version 2.0 whenever you are ready. AKA, he's going to use a card to make it so that the kettle is always full. Very nice, though. You can see it right there. And if I, you know, zoom in, technically, you can see it even more. But yeah, water! So yeah, I don't know anything about, you know, Alpha or the character that he's based off of. But this is his, like, ability. He uses cards. And he does OP things. I can only hope that that means at some point we will get this as a class. Maybe not, though, because that might just be stepping on Astro too much. Since, you know, they use cards and all that. So. Can I see where Deltascape was? I'm pretty sure we were over there. I think it was that. It might have even been that one over there. I was just wondering if, yeah, again, remember last episode I was like, I wonder if that's Sigmascape. Because I could see, like, something on the screen. Even though none of the other ags actually had something on their screen. So I'm just wondering if that was Sigmascape in that. In which case, one of these was probably Deltascape. Because I seem to recall having to look across from this thing. And, like, I could only see, like, a profile, you know, from this side. So I couldn't actually see what was on the screen. And that would match if it's one of these two out here, so. Or even this one. Like if we were over here or something. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. I don't know if any of these are or were Deltascape. Like, I don't know if any of these eggs are in the same positions as they were last time. So, there are a lot of eggs that have been cracked, though. Because a lot of experiments have concluded. So, alright, well, time for the pausing. Sigmascape, Sigmascape. Assuming our tank's ready up. And our 1 DPS. Sigmascape, Sigmascape. Well, maybe. Tank and DPS. Maybe they're at a party together and they're stuck in the middle of something. I had that earlier where we got stuck in the middle of something. Rip. Well, I was just about to say, I guess it's back to go to pause menu, but never mind. This is splendid to tell you. Look around you, hero. Plenty of things in which to dip that brush. I do not remember this fight. This is one that I have actually not done. I wanted to do all of these once to remind myself of the fights, but I did not end up doing this one. So I actually don't remember this. Blame the girl in the picture. Cannot have her. Those are moon symbols. I don't know what they mean. It's been too long. Also, he has a circular thing, which means that he positions himself flat. Returning to my world, the wellspring of my strength. I treat you an exhibitionist. Don't know if I did the thing. I guess I did. I didn't seem to take much damage. Oh yeah, fire resistance up. Okay, yeah I did. Okay. So when he does the fire, do this one. Means I assume we need this one. So that we're flying? Deliver us to fix the fury of the land. Let the ground just beginning to tremble. Yep. So flip into Air Force in order to be floating, because flying types are immune to ground. Also, wow, I took a lot of damage there for some reason. I'm not entirely sure why. Boulder manifests in a splash of color. I think in this case you just have to hide behind the boulder. The trail of water. Just an inexorable pull dragging you to your doom. Meanwhile, over here we have half-naked lady. She's not completely naked. She's just half-naked. The important parts are covered, at least. You know, if you think that if they need to be covered. I really don't understand that idea, though. So, only one person can be this thing, I see, because the painting is gone. Oh, the portrayal of wind! Helpless you are before its ferocious tail. I see. Yep, somebody has the funga! And push the easterlies away. Got it. That makes sense. Whoa! Proximity attack! Ah, I didn't get far enough. So now that we know all the mechanics, now it's time for him to do multiple mechanics together, I bet. Yep. So which one does he do first? He does both of them? Yes. I see. He does both at the same time. Pew! She's not naked in the painting, so I don't understand why she has no clothes on. You would think that she would, you know, have that outfit on. But she does not. Thanks, you can have them. They were the one opening the chest, so I think they wanted those. So, I'll let them have them. I don't need them. Welcome back, Rin. I was on the edge of my stool watching you attempt to paint whilst fighting, but you soon seemed to get the hang of it. Glad our makeshift solution worked as intended. Our makeshift solution worked as intended because I made it work. Painting is easy, as is intending. I feel I should remind you, however, that the brush was very specifically designed with that arena and that foe in mind. Against aught else, it will avail you precisely as well as any other brush. AKA, you can't go Pictomancer from that. But I could pick up Pictomancer if I wanted. One moment. Aye, this is Garland. That's great news. Oh, they did they? Understood. We'll meet them out there. That was Jesse. Apparently Biggs and Wedge consider themselves well enough to pay us a visit. They're on their way to the yawn. Fancy a brief jaunt to the surface? No thank you. I have data to analyze. Fine. Just the three of us then. Chief, Rin, and Alpha 2. We didn't mean to drag you all away from your work. Nonsense. After all you've been through, how can we not come running? Speak of which, should you even be walking? The surgeon will probably want to have words with us later. But we couldn't just lie back and let you brave the rift on your own. Do you even have enough hands for that much work? You take care of all the little jobs. Yes, the little jobs. It does seem that you two have spoiled me. I only recently learned that the kettle does not, in fact, fill itself. But we're muddling along somehow. Rin has been a pillar of strength as well. Alpha has proven to be a stalwart companion, and Nero has been invaluable and insufferable in equal measure. As for the test subjects themselves, they're certainly formidable, but Omega's experiment hasn't broken us yet. So go home, heal. Don't come back until you've fully recovered. It's good to hear that everything's going well. But you call us the moment anything goes wrong. We'll be out here in a wink, even if we have to crawl. Listen to me, Alpha. The uniform you're wearing makes you an official employee of Garland Ironworks. That means you can call on us whenever you're in trouble. And we can call on you. It means you're not alone. Also, I like how Alpha is actually looking down at Wedge, even though they're the same height. Like, his eyes aren't focused straight. They're focused downward. Biggs and I have to go away for a while. So why don't you look out for Rin and the Chief first, alright? It's probably because the vision is focused at the center of the character, not at the face. And so, even though they're the same height, the chest is lower than where Alpha's eyes are, so therefore he looks down, you know? Oh, before I forget, we brought you something to put a spring in your step. Can't fight Omega's creations on field rations alone. Oh, it's just like a food thing. It is. Oh, it's grade 2 infusions. Cool. Those are super helpful. Uh-huh. Yep. Great. Extremely helpful. Not pointless in the slightest. Now, what have we... This next one seems strong, but it exhibits no other notable traits. How dull. A true challenge is the fourth opponent. If I can find the patterns hidden in the chaos, then knowledge and reason will prevail. For even the most random actions are products of an undying logic. One has but to isolate the behavioral triggers. Ugh! It's like salt water. Why would... I need to take a closer look at that card. Because it's just... There was a spring card. Alpha group shows signs of recovering from recent trauma. Initiating action to maintain desirable stress levels. Oops. Won't let you pass. We're just standing by to see you off. Elf and the Chief have already gone back in, so let us keep you. Our colleague over there should be glad to help you make the descent as soon as you're ready. Dreadful experiment may have a way to go yet. If you keep taking it one battle at a time, we'll be fighting Omega before you... it will all be over before you know it. But why can't I just jump in? Also, you can see the remains of several eggs. They broke and then just kind of floated up. Time to take the plunge. Ah, back are you? We should return to the task at hand. Everything all right, Nero? You look a bit green around the gills. The kettle was full of salt water. That's the best stuff to brew coffee with, it turns out. Really? Well, it wasn't my doing. Of course not. That would involve you filling it. The water came from Alpha, created by one of those cards of his. Very thoughtful of him to make the effort, but next time, I prefer a beverage that didn't leave me feeling ill. In any case, you can handle support for this third battle on your own. I want to begin preparations for the fourth. Fair enough. Right, Rin. Your next foe was known simply as the Guardian. Unlike the ordeal with Shadanook, this battle promises to be relatively straightforward. Courage and steel should be enough to win you the day. Version 3. But what is wrong with Nero? It does seem a little odd that he's otherwise fine. Since, you know, Omega was trying to stress us further. Or maybe it's just the idea that, like, you know, they attacked, but Nero's, like, fine. So, just leave me be. I'm having enough trouble concentrating as it is. The file I found on the Guardian says it was a weapon employed in the defense of an empire's capital city. That should give you some idea of the extent of its capabilities. The Guardian. And then, of course, there's freaking Kefka afterwards, so. I do use strength. But like 8% strength for 30 seconds. The diluted brew temporarily increases strength, but for twice the duration of similar potions. Really? So, the grade 1 infusion, or whatever the other version is, would only be for 15 seconds? That seems not particularly useful, I'm just going to be honest. But Serene, it's Burst. Yeah, well, Burst can go screw itself. It's one of the dumbest things in the game. And, like, I'm sorry, like, and I saw this earlier on the FF14 subreddit. Some, you know, there was a post in there that was like, you know, what kind of changes to the battle system would you like to see? And somebody was like, I would love to see them remove Burst. And somebody was like, well, they can't remove Burst because people will create Burst as like the meta if they remove it. Like, even if they remove it and like try to move stuff around so that like skills don't line up very well, like, you know, players will still be like, okay, well, I'll just wait and use the skill later or whatever. And, like, fine. But just because the players are going to optimize out the, like, fun of the game doesn't mean that Square Enix has to opt into that, you know? Like, Square Enix doesn't have to opt into creating the meta. They absolutely can be like, not. And I highly suspect that that's what they're going to reveal in 8.0. Like, first off, Burst is gone. But also, second off, I highly suspect that we will get a reduction in level. We get a level squish. And Dawn Trail will become the new, like, beginning of the game for everybody. Okay, I'm just going to throw it out there. Dawn Trail really did feel like the beginning of, like, a new game, you know? And a lot of people were like, I don't like that Dawn Trail kind of ignored everything else. And I'm like, because they're starting a new story, you know? Because the idea of the game going on for literal years and new players have to start at level 1 and level all the freaking way up to like level 200, which already takes like to get to level 100 and actually unlock everything and get through like the story and such, already takes like 400 hours of gameplay, you know? Like, this is the problem that World of Warcraft ended up facing, and admittedly, they kind of freaking ruined everything about it. Like, that, what they should have done, if they had done the level squish, I think what they should have done was what FF14 appears to be doing, which is going in and saying, hey, look, this new expansion is now the start of a whole new story. And then the next expansion, you can make that the, like, level 1 to 50. And then say, oh, look, here's the new, like, you know, here's another new expansion. And I think if they do that, like, I think that would be great. I think it would work perfectly fine. It would also definitely eradicate the Crystal Tower being like the only alliance raid that a lot of players unlock, because it would no longer be required to get through the MSQ. It might still be required to get through, you know, ARR, but it wouldn't be required for the MSQ as a whole. And then, you know, people aren't unlocking Crystal Tower and only Crystal Tower, and thus you get new alliance raids in the roulette regularly, you know? If they are going to continue to level us up and level us up and level us up, you know, if we're gonna see next expansion it's level 110, then I really think they need to go in and make the other alliance roulettes required. Yeah, at least Void Arc, you know? Because, like, I feel like that's a little important to the whole Void story in Endwalker, you know? But, freaking, you know, I really think that it would do them good to make each alliance raid required before they move on to the next, like, expansion, you know? Maybe you don't have to make Mists of the Realm required to beat the Endwalker MSQ, but you make it required before you can pick up the first quest of the Dawn Trail MSQ, you know? Because, like, there's a lot of important stories in those. Well, okay, except for Nier. You know, freaking, maybe not in Nier. You know, maybe that one, maybe not so important, but still. Anyway, I've been rambling now for 9 minutes. And we've still got maybe 2 more minutes or longer. So I guess I'm going to go ahead and do the pause. We'll come back whenever we get into Sigmascape 3. I literally just hit pause. I hit pause, I moved my hand off of the Steam Deck, and it went pop. Like, if I had just kept talking for another 20 seconds, there would have been no pause there. Oh well, whatever. Guardian will transition between a host of different combat programs. Try to keep track of which does which. Lalafell. So, who's the freaking Lalafell with the giant pompadour? Oh my word. He's a freaking samurai. It's a little dude up there, apparently. I don't remember this. Nobody ever does. This is admittedly one of the more forgettable raids. As much as I hate to say it, Like, this one's just not... It's not bad. It's just not great. You know? Like, you're literally just fighting these random things that have nothing to do with anything. And it just doesn't feel like there's any connection between, like, what you're fighting and what's going on. It's almost like the Nier raids, where the story was pointless and there was absolutely no consequence to us not saving the world in that case. Because we didn't save the world. As I always like to joke after Tower Paradigm's breach. And now everybody dies and everything we did was pointless. The end. I will be honest, I am going to do a Nier run with like the story and such because I don't remember it. And I definitely feel like I missed some story beats or something. Ah. I tried to jump to it. Baseball's the raise macro. Lol. Whoops. Come on, people. Focus out of Luma. Gosh dang it. I kept getting hit by that last time too. A diffractive laser just comes out of nowhere. Nope. I have no idea what that means. Like, one side is light, one side is dark, and I do not see any indication as to which is right or wrong. All I know is that you have to step in one. Oh look, it's Air Force. Also, you get this mount from the Savage version. Like, you get the Air Force mount. And it might look good on a Lala, similar to how the Falcon or whatever it's called does. Oh dear. Everybody went to their own individual circles, unfortunately. Nobody grouped up at all. Really gotta kill the freaking ads here, people. Freaking diffractive laser. Like, there's no real indication for it. Like, I get it. It's the Air Force freaking program. When I'm all the way over there fighting mobs, I'm not looking at the screen all the way the frick over here. Oh boy. And the freaking cast bar. Like, what? I really don't understand. How am I supposed to know if I step on the light or the dark one? You know? There's no indication. None that I've found. Somebody can leave a comment down below and tell me what the frick I'm missing there. Because, like, and I had the same complaint during the Endwalker playthrough with one of the bosses. I was like, there doesn't seem to be any indication. I did discover later that there was. And so, like, maybe I'm just missing it. But I'm just not seeing any indication. This is the third time I have ran this in a week. Like, it took me 3 runs to notice it on that one boss. I'm willing to admit that in Endwalker. But freaking, I have seen no indication on this one. Again, and I hate that you have to freaking, like, you can't just throw it out. You have to throw it out and it's like, do you really want to do it? And it's like, get rid of it. Congratulations, old friend. Judging by the lack of smoking holes, so you have a natural talent for avoiding laser beams. And this is what passes for a straightforward battle in here. Phantom trains, possessed pictures, how does Magitech like the machine? Assuming it was real, the realm the Sigmascape is based on must have been highly advanced, both the arcane and the mechanical arts. It is truly a pity we cannot identify the test world's origin. Imagine how much we might have learned from such a civilization had we encountered it under different circumstances. But now is not the time for such idle thoughts. Next battle will be the last for this world. Nero should have a strategy to share with us by now. Test World of Ruin. Nero seems unusually anxious to move things along. This is it. Final to battle to conquer the Sigmascape. We've put together a profile of your next opponent. You've encountered some fantastical foes in here, but this time you'll have the novel experience of fighting an actual person. His name is Kefka, and he's a jester. According to the data, his preferred mode of fooling didn't just bring the house down, but the whole world. Apparently, he found comedy in the tragedy of others, and condemned countless thousands to death for his own amusement. That a justice should bring such misery. 'Tis almost amusing. Clicky. There we go. Nevertheless, we must treat this villain with all seriousness. His rise to godhood and subsequent rule over a shattered world is clearly documented in the records. Kefka is a formidable mage, and a cunning one besides. Your tactics must account for both his power and his trickery. You've been working on a solution, yes? Will it be enough? Will it be enough? You've never known me to do anything by halves. The Jester's face paint is a mask for his intent. If you only watch the surface, you'll be fighting at a disadvantage. To put it bluntly, Kefka will seek to deceive you. Even as you predict his actions and adjust your positions, his true attack will reveal the fate for what it was. This is where things become interesting. I've turned this monitor to allow me to observe the Sigmascape with greatly enhanced clarity. If I observe a discrepancy between Kefka's behavior and the impending attack, I will endeavor to warn you. Timing will be critical, of course. How confident are you of this strategy? I predict a 50% chance of success. Any delay, however slight, in reacting to his feints will render my warnings all but pointless. Isn't it exciting? There's no safe way to practice this, hero. We must test our tactics on the field of battle. I am accidentally doing the same voice for Sid and Nero, but oh well. I'm afraid he's right. I'll lend you all the support I can from this side. Make what preparations you need and head into the Sigmascape. You can't let this Jester have the last laugh. Embrace your destruction. It is the fate of all things. The people can always rebuild, and new lives will always be born. Fragmented conversation that accompanied Kefka's data. This was the first line. There was no mention of who uttered the reply. You admire this villain. Perhaps. I admire the idea of upsetting the status quo. Go on, champion. I tire of waiting for the fun to begin. Yeah, the cat. Alpha's like, something's wrong with you. Alpha is clearly poised to sprint into action. Sigmascape 4 unlocked. I'm trying to do like the voice and like the tone and things of the mentor from it's not Dungeon Keeper. It's War of the Overworld. Where like when you unlock rooms and things, he's like, hatchery unlocked. Tavern unlocked. Sight of Evil spell unlocked. You know. The Dungeon Keeper 2 announcer / mentor was just like hatchery, tavern, sight of evil, you know. But the War for the Overworld, and as far as I know, it's the same voice actor. It's just like different, you know, lines and instruction. But the War for the Overworld guy, he's like, hatchery unlocked. You know? So. I don't know if I can, like, find them or not. Maybe. Let's see. These are the Underlords. Those are the monsters. Titans, miscellaneous, narrator. There we go. Oh my gosh, there's 12 freaking different, like files here.
5 seconds remaining. 30 minutes remaining. Artifact activated.
This guy.
Your barricade is under attack.
I love his freaking voice, man. These are all the alerts.
It's time to pay your minions, Underlord. Your minions are unhappy because they have not been paid. Your minions require a tavern.
I just love his voice, man. It's so good.
Your archive is full of artifacts. Your crypt has a corpse-pacity problem.
I've never heard that line before.
You need a larger layer. Your minions need a larger layer. Your minions require a larger layer.
Yeah, I've never heard those before.
Claustrophobic corpses beg you to build a larger crypt.
I like that one.
Too many corpses have been left for dead. Build a larger crypt.
Wow.
Your crypt is full of corpses. Make it larger.
That one's just kind of generic.
Your crypt is brimming with corpses. Your crypt is at corpse capacity, Underlord.
Capacity.
Your crypt cannot store any more corpses. Your crypt has a corpse-pacity problem.
Capacity problem. I love that, dude. That's so good. Oh my gosh. Like, I've never heard some of these.
Perhaps you should try combining a Chanda with something magical.
Like, that's amazing. I've never heard some of these voice lines before. But I love them.
The crypt cannot store any more souls. Your crypt cannot store any more souls. An ally's dungeon core has been destroyed.
I love these. These are so good. Apologies if they're super loud.
Open now the veins of evil. Open now the veins of evil. Open the veins of evil. Open the veins of evil. Open the veins of evil.
These are all the same line, just different takes.
Open the veins of evil. Your archive cannot store any more artifacts.
Well, the one I'm looking for was not in any of that, so let's go to file number 2.
Mana Shrine claimed. Casita has defeated Marcus. Casita has defeated Oberon. You have defeated Casita.
Convert?
A cultist has been converted in an enemy torture chamber. An ogre has been converted in an enemy torture chamber. A warden has been corrupted in your torture chamber. A vanguard has been converted in your torture chamber.
Seriously, I love this guy's voice. They are amazing. Alright, here we go.
Alchemy Lab unlocked.
There you go.
Annex unlocked. Archive unlocked. Arena unlocked.
Arena unlocked.
Assembly unlocked. Orgrim Wall unlocked. Avarice unlocked. Ballista unlocked. Barracks unlocked.
This is just straight up, these are what I was looking for, so.
Beast Den unlocked.
Beast Den unlocked.
Blood money unlocked.
Seriously, I just love his voice.
Ember Rift unlocked. Forge unlocked.
7 minutes, good grief.
Glacial Door unlocked. Lair unlocked. Heat unlocked. You need a sanctuary to perform rituals. You've received a new sin. A new sin has been researched. You do not have a sanctuary.
Sanctuary.
Obey unlocked.
Obey. Unlocked.
Potion unlocked. Prison unlocked. Portcullis unlocked. Overload unlocked.
I just love all of these.
Replacement Earth unlocked. An Ember Demon has respawned. A Titan has been resummoned. Revelation unlocked. Sanctuary unlocked. Slaughter Pen unlocked.
I love that somebody actually put these up here. These are great, dude.
Archon summoning underway. An ally is summoning a behemoth. An enemy is summoning a behemoth. Your behemoth will be summoned in 1 minute. Your behemoth will be summoned in 10 seconds. Behemoth summoning underway. An ally is summoning a colossus.
Oh, here we go. Anyway, yeah, that's the kind of voice I'm trying to, like, do, you know? So.
Tavern unlocked.
Like that. Here we go. I wield the greatest power in existence. You may as well be the dirt on the bottom of my boots, or the dirt stuck to the bottom of that dirt. I will destroy everything. I will create a monument to non-existence. I like how when we're transparent, I look like I'm wearing sunglasses. He kinda cute though. That's what somebody just said in the chat. Wait, he kinda cute though. And somebody else goes, what? Like really though. The Blitz. Put the guard and pay the price. Bear you entomb the vase. You figured out my tells, have you? Have you? His posture changed slightly, but shifted somehow. Keep an eye out for tricks. Ooh, I actually figured that I had not moved quick enough. But yeah, when there's question marks, you stand in the bag. Quick now, make your peace with death. This I will make you a death with all these pieces. Also, you realize that it started with the usual theme, but now it's changed. It actually went to Kefka's actual theme. Bright light, boom, shockwave. And his savage version has his, like, god form. Also, somebody actually just said, like, if there's a question mark, be in the back, you know, stand in the bag. Here, over there. It really could be anywhere. This warp takes so long to actually trigger, though. Lively now. I might give you a push. Also, there's Nirvan from, well, from 6. But I was gonna say from the Warring Triad quest line. But technically, you know, Zervan is from 6. Zervan, Sophia, and whoever the other Warring Triad character was. Apparently they were just that unmemorable. That guy. Yeah, I like that. There's Sophia. This guy. Maybe that one at the top is meant to be Sophia? I'm not sure. But this guy, the third member of the Warring Triad. I think he's the first one you fight. Timely teleport. Now he will push. Nope, he didn't push this time. Interesting. Thought he always did push after teleport. And in the bad. We also watch which side of the freaking thing is glowing. I keep the camera pointed towards the statue at all times. Still alive? Unbelievable! You really mustn't you die. Are you looking? Aren't you looking? Shouldn't be looking. Oh, actually we do want to be looking. That's question mark. If that hadn't been question mark, we would want to turn away. But you want to look at if there's question mark. Basically, always do the opposite if it's question mark. Here we want to not look at, and we want to stand here. But it probably won't matter. Yep, there it is. It would have hit us, but it didn't matter. Lost. I lose. Just can't believe it. Da da da. I have no idea what the deal is with the statue. I know it's an FF6 thing. But I don't know what. I just know that it's an FF6 thing with like Kefka and all. Nobody opened the other chests this time. They're all waiting on the wind-up Kefka. That's it, isn't it? She won. This contest has been decided. Alpha Group is victorious. The Sigmascape test world will now be erased. Come on, we should go and find Rin. Oh. Nero! Talk to me, man. Are you hurt? You could say that. I had a visitor while you were attending your little Ironworks reunion. Omega. Damn it, we should never have left you alone. After what happened to Biggs and Wedge. As if I would trail along behind you, like some sniveling lapdog. No, I chose to remain and behold the results. This was my victory. It was my ingenuity that defeated these foes. Even your precious warrior of light was just another variable in my grand experiments. Alright, Nero, save your strength. I'll fetch Rin and Alpha and then we can get out of here. Garland. The next round is yours. But you can't keep holding back. Time to unfetter that brilliant mind of yours to do what must be done. And I'm not just talking about what becomes of Omega. You cannot preach freedom through technology and keep yourself locked up in chains. Heck yeah. Another battle won. Thy might knoweth no bounds, child of man. The Sigmascape has been terminated. Congratulations, Alpha Group. Congratulations, Rin. Consistent with previous performances, you have once more defeated a foe of vastly superior combat capabilities. I have constructed a theory to explain this phenomenon. In order to conserve life energy, you subconsciously limit your output during standard activity. I have taken this factor into account when calculating your potential, but judging by the wild fluctuation in values, is it possible your limits are exceeded by an unpredictably high degree when engaged in battle? Current data unreliable. Accuracy of further experiments may be compromised. Recalculations necessary. You will exhibit your full potential, unrestricted by self-imposed limits. Prediction: placing subject in mortal peril will facilitate the collection of desired data. Oh, geez. Reveal your power. Let me measure the extent of your existence. In precisely 180 seconds, I will terminate your life. You are to attempt escape with every last reserve of strength you possess. Frog! Alpha, your participation is unnecessary. Do not interfere. Curious. 'Twould seem the circumstances of thy birth taint not the purity of thy life. The seed which all mortals nurture is found within thee too, Alpha. As for thee, Omega, after the passing of eons, is this truly the extent of thine evolution? I have glimpsed the core of thy wretched existence, and judged that my guidance here is no longer needed. Omega's not happy. Oh, nope, never mind. It's Midgar. Midgar Sommer himself. That's what's happening. Even I cannot fully bend the rules which govern this place. I have reached beyond my strength at the last. But so be it. Such a death becometh thee not. To slumber shall I betake me for a time. The incarnation I leave with thee will be mine in form, but not in spirit. Midgar Sommer, again, your actions are incomprehensible. Heed me, empty vessel. Thine all too clumsy effort to draw out that which, by thine own admission, defieth thine understanding, is the very height of folly. Temper thy desire, trust to the results of thine experiments. When thou hast witnessed these mortals in the fullness of their glory, then mayest thou determine if the prize thou seekest is thine for the taking. Acknowledged. Attempt to artificially elicit potential has failed. Tend to your injuries, Alpha Group, and prepare for the next round of testing. Finn! Alpha! I need your help. It's Nero, he's... It would seem we all have a tale to share. But not here. Come on, we're leaving. Madame, the chief has already departed for Relgar's Reach. A few of our people were on hand to help him transport Nero. Oh, I was told to tell you that Jessie expects a full report as soon as convenient, and by that she generally means now. Yay! And off to... Just gonna go ahead and hit the etherite real quick. But back to Volgar's Reach. I keep saying Ralgar. It's Volgar. Volgar's Reach. Finn, I was told you made it out of the hole. Nothing beats seeing you with my own two eyes. In case you're wondering, Nero was taken straight to the infirmary. Chief should be back soon with news if you don't mind waiting. Chief, how is he? Not good. Seems one of Omega's nastier minions paid him a visit in our absence. He's putting on a brave face, but having seen his injuries, I'm surprised he kept going for as long as he did. The surgeons confined him to bed. Even should Omega extend its next invitation, Nero won't be coming with us. Midgar is taking a lengthy nap now, isn't he? It won't be long before our base camp is lost to the rift again. When the time comes, I'll join the expedition myself. Challenges will only get harder. Need someone reliable at your back. I appreciate the offer, Jesse, and I may yet take you up on it when the time comes. But let's not make any decisions just yet. I have a lot of thinking to do about what's happened and about what lies ahead. Queer! Poor thing. She seems worried. Don't worry, we'll get Omega in the end. Thank you for trying to save me. You did a good job. Queer! I love Alpha. We'll get a smile. Well, that got a smile out of him. We may not understand what he says, but I think we can understand how he feels. Sorry, I have a thing. There we go. Right. But I'd like to stay in chat. We all have work to do. Sooner or later, we're going to have to face Omega itself. We've all seen what it's capable of. We need to be stronger. We need to be ready when Omega calls on us again. Let's make sure that we are. Sure, but unfortunately, I'm already wearing the augmented Crypt Lurkers gear from the next expansion. So, I can't really exactly get much stronger in this content. So, whoops. Initializing. Welcome. How may I assist you today? Access the Savage Initiative, Phase 2. I'm just gonna skip over this like I did last time. Because it's just kind of whatever. This is just unlocking the Savage content. So, Sigmascape Savage accessible. Alright, well, with that, Jesse has a quest for us, but that is the next set of raids. We'll be able to unlock the final 4. So, I'll do that in the next episode. And we'll finish off the Omega raids. I do hope you've enjoyed. If you did, feel free to subscribe. There haven't been a lot of streams going on right now, and I apologize for that. I mean, who knows when this will actually go up, so... Because, it's probably not going to go up right away after I'm done here. Like, it's been almost a week since I did the Deltascape, and I still haven't even uploaded that, so... Still, I'll say it here anyway. Like I said, sorry for the lack of streams. There's been a lot going on my side, and it just has not been optimal to stream. And unfortunately, I haven't been doing pre-records because I keep going, I'm gonna stream today, and I don't. And so I have ended up not doing any pre-records either. Otherwise, I would have been posting those. So, My watch is also on too tight, so rip. I know this will go up after Thanksgiving, but tomorrow is Thanksgiving for me. So I hope you all had a good Thanksgiving. Like I said, feel free to subscribe. There should be a playlist where you can find all 3 of these, assuming that you're not watching this the day that it went up. If you are, then there's the previous one. The next one should be tomorrow. Your time, not my time. So, that's my plan. So, Omegascape, or Deltascape should have gone up yesterday, your time. Today should have been Sigmascape, obviously. And then tomorrow, your time, will be Alphascape. My time, I have no idea. I don't know what I'm going to do Alphascape. I might even just jump right into that, like, today. So, who knows. But anyway, yeah, you can come on out, twitch.tv/SereneInc, where streams will hopefully be starting up regularly again soon. That is the plan anyway. Just, gotta get into the December period, and then things should be interesting. We'll see how December is, I guess. Because there's a lot. There's stuff that's going on in December. I'll just say that. I see. It's this little, like, blue spot here. That's extending. The, like, bottom blue spot. Like, maybe other spots are too, but that's the most noticeable one. I think it's just that one. Anyway. I'll see you all next time. I always get it wrong. Bye-bye. I get it wrong because the emote is you bid farewell, so I always think it should be /farewell. But it's not. It's /goodbye for some reason. It's just like shadowboxing. I always type /shadowbox, and it's not shadowbox, it's just box. But it's you begin shadowboxing, so.